Once more into the breach, dear friends, we go. Once more into the breach, we go. We are back here.
I like your intros better.
The game arena at the Ohio Overwatch Collegiate Invitational with our championship match, Ohio State versus Kent State University. I almost did a mean thing, which I almost went Ohio State University against the Kent State University. Really just dig that blade in, but no, it is Kent State University versus the Ohio State University. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into it, into the final moments. It has been a long and hard road to get here, but these two teams and us two casters and the
This tournament has been as long and as hard as Route 66.
Okay. I thought that was going to go a different direction. I'm glad you kept it PG. Well done, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first match of the last series we have tonight. The winner of these few matches will walk away with a purse of $3,000.
I thought it was pesos.
No, that would be like, what? That's actually like
$1,000.
Yeah. The game begins. Ohio State on the offensive. Kent State doing that same little poke peek around, but Respawn having none of it as he drops back in that line and puts the pressure on Kent State. Straight out of the gate.
Wow.
Taking down Chow, taking down Shenanigans, taking down Tito.
You know, this is a little bit of what we were worried. I'm worried that OSU had a lot of time to sit back, relax,
I am empowered.
and Kent State was pushed a little bit harder than they thought they were going to get pushed.
Respawn doing a great job of just keeping that poke, keeping that pressure going.
Ooh, good pick.
A good response by Tito, switching up to McCree to make sure he can kind of clear out some of that air. And that's one of those things that we've seen kind of early on, but never too successfully. That being said, Goldust responding in kind by launching a fury of volleys over the top, heading towards Tyrant and Goldust. Tito again popping a couple of shots. Respawn, his head up, on the swivel. Bouncing around, launching those missiles, ready and prepped, holding on to it, not a waste of time. They're just getting coasted out. Kent University repositioning, regrouping, allowing Ohio State to get that point.
So far, it doesn't seem like Kent State has a really good answer for Ohio State's push here.
I don't know that they really have too much of a plan on how to deal with this. I think they thought they'd be able to stall a lot longer than that first payload point. Seems now they're repositioning, just hiding around that corner, doing as much as they can, keeping the poke, forcing forward, using Bridges, Arissa's shield to push forward.
Oh, here comes the dragon. Got some
Hades
value.
getting taken down, Shenanigans taken down, Tyrant Panda getting taken down. A strong showing. There's now 4 of the 6 members of Team Ohio State rolling with ults. And again, just appreciate the trigger awareness of that Ohio State team. Respawn at no point, firing off that barrage until absolutely needed, maintaining it, keeping that ult in that back pocket, never wasting it unnecessarily. And that's the mark of truly skilled and practiced players, the ability to hold that restraint. Setting up for this high-level shot. A good shield placement coming out of Shenanigans. However, it's not enough to keep him alive. He's getting followed up. Lord Hades getting taken down, but Respawn Goldust getting a good shot and taking out Respawn. But the res comes in. And Respawn and Goldust back up in the air, firing around. And Respawn is able to take the kill and push forward, now capturing their second point. 4 minutes and 47 seconds left as they make for this final run. Hopping on the payload.
Well, here comes the really difficult part for Ohio State. Kent State's going to have to show what they've got here. They've got 4.5 minutes to hold this and slow as much as they can. Because after this point, it's all going to be defense. Or offense, rather.
Respawn switching up the Reaper to that more close combat area as we get inside this warehouse. Goldust getting dropped, Lord Hades getting dropped.
Still looking very one-sided here.
Tyrant Panda doing a good job. Getting dropped, getting dropped, getting dropped. Shenanigans, Obi Chow, Tyrant Panda, all three getting eliminated. OSU doing a good job of just managing those spawns. The second they take out one, and they just let everyone else kind of crumble in space. Respawn being poised up. You can see them just waiting for that drop. However, getting pulled off the top by a strong place.
Tito and Respawn both drops.
Lord Hades getting pinned up by that wall from Samuel. Samuel taking him out.
Less than 5 meters left.
Shenanigans trying to hold that payload moving forward, unable to keep his life going. Obi Chow doing the same thing, making a strong attempt.
3 minutes to hold.
Lord Hades switching it up to Wrecking Ball in an attempt to kind of throw a little bit of a cog in the plans, but it doesn't seem to be doing too much. There it is. Ohio State captures their point in 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining.
A very dominant intro from The Ohio State University. Kent State's got their work cut out for them.
It was not a strong showing from Kent. Ohio State pretty dominantly handling everything that was brought forward. Now the question is that Bob's face on the back of that thing? Kind of looks like Bob's face.
Yeah, he's even got a little hat.
Yeah. Sorry, side note.
No, this is an important
This is the
side
important
note.
thing, guys.
Hey, is that?
Yeah, that's
It's a gun.
that's a gun.
And back
That one's
from
not
Twitch.
special.
And this is the Warhead.
Team Kent has to have an answer.
I really wanted to make a War Games joke there, but I couldn't come up with one.
It's hard to do. Why not just say, would you like to play a game?
Because that's like...
The easy one? It's War Games. It's not like it's a good reference that all the kids watching this are going to pull out.
Yep, that wall is cold now.
Yep, it wasn't before, but now it is.
I will protect
Kent State
the
getting
innocent.
ready.
5, 4,
Tito getting placed up with that
2, 1.
arrow, see if you can identify location, checking out that train, making sure that no one's there. Come discover Ohio State's perched a little bit further back.
Oh, look at that boulder!
But Respawn just pinpoint accuracy with that bastion.
Good sleep.
Amer doing a good job of kind of keeping that in the line while also managing that sleep. You've got to be careful with Goldust. You've seen what happens when Amer gets a good line on a Farah.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a good job. Respawn. Hanging back. Just keeping the pressure on. Not letting anyone get too much of an advantage. The nice thing is that he's not spreading that fire around. A lot of times you'll get a bastion. You just kind of panic spreads that damage around. But no, Respawn is focusing in, locking in on one person and holding on to them. They're not letting them get away. Now that being said, they're still giving a good fair amount of damage to everyone, but they're not letting it distract them. Goldust getting up into the air, trying to get around the outside, focusing on that bastion setup of that bastion little hut. I forgot the word. Treehouse.
Yeah. Shelter. Up house.
But Kent State able to force Ohio State back into that tunnel. Goldust
Thanks for the
flying up above and behind. Getting a couple little shots on. Now they've kind of got themselves flanked up. Respawn situated up. Opening up fire. He's got a little bit of cover. And he's got his team, but Goldust locked in behind still has that barrage. And when you're in that tight space, that barrage can be real deadly. The question is Goldust going to use it? He's going to walk in. It looks like he's setting up for it. A strong wall from May is protecting the team for a little bit, but unfortunately, it's not enough. as Respawn, Samuel, Deli, BM Cool, now Prosody, and Aimer all get taken out. And this is giving Kent State the exact thing they needed, this opening window to start a strong push. Now, can they keep it up? That is the question that only they can answer.
Goldust is keeping the pressure on, trying to build up some of that ult. No, lied. He's already got the ult. Just keeping the pressure.
He's been sitting on that ult for a good long while.
It was good threat, though, right before. Now he's just keep him pinned in there, and he's going to wait and sit on top of them with that barrage.
There it is. Trying to get the rain down. Unable to do it. A strong drop of an immortality field is able to keep it up. Respawn dropping back into cannon position. Full into tank. Starts opening fire.
The brave
Those
Mercy.
are some brave tactics also.
Oh, good sleep on the tank. Didn't last long, though.
But it
just
does long enough to end that ult and switch him up. Shenanigans doing their best to absorb as much of that fire as possible, but unfortunately takes it all to the chest. So does Lord Hades, so does Tito, as Respawn cleaning up the field, getting ready to reset as the Ohio State sets up for the next push. 40 seconds left. As of right
You missed it.
now.
Oh, I thought you said 45
No, I
seconds.
said 40 seconds left.
I thought you said 45.
That's
I was
why
like,
I
you
skipped
missed
the
it.
5.
30 seconds remaining.
This is an interestingly far back hold position.
Both tanks on Ohio State's team having their ults.
Samuel really looking for some of those nice. Oh, nice.
Strong shot by Gold Dust. Picking off that back line,
Nice.
following it up by taking out Tito. They get the res, but is he going to be able to follow it up by taking him out? He is not. Tyrant Panic
Here's the
keeping
overtime.
Tito up, a strong move.
Overtime with 3.5 meters to go.
But Tito knows exactly where to set up and where to fire. Pulling Samuel in, taking him out, pulling
good
Prosody in,
headshot.
taking him out.
But Respawn cleaning up whatever lays down.
He's got that ult. They're pushed into overtime. Only a few meters left to make it
And they
until
got
they
it.
hit the point.
Shenanigans back on to that Sigma play.
Kent State. Keeping a little bit safe. Posting those shields up. Identifying their threats. Throwing the shields up in front of them. Pushing a little bit further. It's a good, safe, slow maneuver. It's not necessarily the fastest, but all they have to do is keep up with the payload. Checking those corners, checking those tops, and looking for where they're going. No one's really identified a strong point of contact. But there it is, as Respawn sets up in that corner and mows down Tito from a distance. The shield's getting thrown up, but it is too little, too late. As Kent University is stopped just under that bridge. Lord Hades taken out. What's happening?
Don't worry about it. It's not important.
I can hear that in the mic.
I have your back.
The paper ripping or the...
The other thing.
Oh.
The grosser one. Prosody, Respawn, Aimer, all sitting there with ults.
Speaking of gross, it doesn't seem like Kent State has a really good answer for Respawn.
Gold Dust kind of just blindly firing, knocking out a little bit of damage, doing some damage to that back line, taking out some of that shield, just getting a couple of pot shots in, but really just trying to generate that ult. But good scouting from Gold Dust, calling it out, making a takedown with Prosody.
Still getting very good value with some of those hits. Fortunately, Tito gets taken down.
But Gold Dust unfortunately gets taken out by Respawn. Just a little too far into his line of sight. Shenanigans sitting on the point, trying to keep the payload moving. Unfortunately, he's being stopped.
Just about 30 seconds to hit that next spot.
Respawn dropping down on point, trying to make something happen, but nothing does as they get shredded the second they land.
I think that was more just setting up for a little bit of a regroup back at spawn.
The question is how quickly are they going to be able to regroup before
They still got a few seconds.
That push? Gold Dust just sitting there, keeping pressure on that line shaft. Forcing some decisions to be made. Ohio State coming out. Respawn heading for that
rock.
Mercy. Unfortunately, unable to get it as they suddenly get stunned. Respawn setting up, getting Gold Dust though. as that barrage launches, going full tank mode, trying to clear out what's left of Kent State.
He just might do it if he can get a couple more hits.
Shenanigans still holding up as he takes him out. Tito staying on point, creeping a little bit forward as they have now captured the second.
Good hold, good push by Kent State. Now it's really down to crunch time. 1:20 seconds.
They're not making this easy on Ohio State by
Absolutely
any
not.
means. Gold Dust switching it up to Reaper. Respawn doing the same. Here in these tight corridors, that is a good choice. That spread really makes it a lot easier to pick up some of those.
Ah,
Oh,
yes.
yes. Beautiful views here at Route 66. Nothing important is happening at all anywhere else. Good series of walls, keeping some distance, allowing them to pause, just hold that payload a little bit longer. Shenanigans coming in, trying to make some damage happen, but unable to. As he gets walled off by Samuel. Samuel trying to take down Tito in response, but unable to.
A little bit of favor for Kent State, but Ohio State is making a really good hold.
That coalescence doing a lot to keep Tito
Stalling
alive.
as much as they can. 20 seconds left, and they've still got 30-plus meters to go.
But a good hold on their side. Two ults coming
this
in.
looks like Gold Dust is going to
from
set
Kent
up
State.
for a Death Blossom.
Coming on 3 ults. Jorge's popping that supercharger. Give his party just a little bit more time, a little bit more power.
All right, we're into overtime now.
Gold
This
Dust
is going to be
trying
Kent
to get
State's
that
push.
back
Is
line.
it going to be
Campbell
enough?
do it.
It's
One, two. Chasing down
Three.
3 for killing Respawn.
This might be enough.
All they have to do is clear out Samuel. Samuel drops. Amer
4,
drops.
3, 2, 1. Kent State's got it.
Kent State locks it in. It ain't over yet.
Score 3-3.
Yeah, can we get a can we get a little timeout on that OO sequel?
Initiating match.
It's kind of not okay, man. You don't just do that. You don't just do that. It's not kosher.
Yeah, it's
Certainly
Bob.
not
I mean,
sanitary.
it's definitely Bob doesn't approve.
Yeah, guys, don't make Bob sad. Or discount Bob.
Ready for battle.
Dollar store Bob.
Ooh. that's worse than discount. Ooh.
Attackers incoming
Kent
in
State
30 seconds.
setting up a minute to push as far as they can.
Be interesting to see what Ohio State's plan here is.
Looks like just keeping consistent, setting up that same point, that boulder for cover to the left, focusing their fire, setting up the shield.
3.
We're asking for a pause.
Attackers incoming.
We have a pause coming out
Escort
of
the payload.
Kent University.
You just said P in the chat. That was all he said.
No, there's pause, and then people were screaming for a pause.
Oh, I didn't see that though.
Yep. Pause, pause, pause. P, pause.
We're tapped out half the time, so kind of hard. I mean, you're focusing on that. Tapped out between. Yeah.
Overlay should say 0, 0?
It does.
Yeah. Holler, what do you...
Yeah, that's correct.
Did you just get here?
I think Holler's a little confused, thinking that we're talking about the round.
It makes a face.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so we have a pause right now.
What happened to the really great chat we had earlier?
I don't know.
What happened to
we
all
are
those fun
getting
people?
somebody to check on the reason for the pause. Oh, hi. Cool. We'll find out the cause of the pause. The pause cause.
Pause, cause.
I
Ooh.
hate myself.
We are tired.
Yeah, we are, guys.
It's been a long day.
No, they might have called a timeout.
Okay. Okay.
We are waiting to find out
Yes, thank you, Nexus. Thank you for the reminder of how long we've been doing this today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, has it been?
Ugh.
Oh, no.
Chat, how's your day been? If you're just joining us, maybe give a little hello. Thank you, Nexus. Thank you. Ohio State really getting their mileage out of those hand warmers.
Get as much as they can. Totally not looking like it's inappropriate on air.
Nope, nothing inappropriate there
Nothing
at all.
gross
This
or
is
unseemly
just
about that.
warming the.
Oh, now they're
okay,
throwing
now
them
we're
into the
throwing
audience.
things.
They're chucking the swag out into the crowd.
Is that legal?
I
I don't know if that's legal.
It's not illegal.
It's fair.
I mean, I know
It's not a sick bird.
I know a guy with a T-shirt cannon, so we can make
Oh,
it real
that would
fun.
be dope, except for all the holes in the drywall.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Ohio State might be getting sick. They're coughing.
We're working on getting this situated, seeing what the cause of the pause was. The pause cause. I can't.
Help. Falling.
In love. With
So-
Overwatch.
So, chat, if you have any life advice things you need answered,
Yeah, guys.
Legends and Barry are here to answer them in the most appropriate manner possible.
Keep it clean, or we will ban you. How do you talk to women? By opening your mouth.
How do I divorce my wife? By opening your mouth.
No. My mom won't talk to me.
I'm from OSU, but want Kent State to win. Am I a traitor?
Traitor's a strong word.
Why can't I scratch my feet?
But why does it?
Exercise. Stretch.
If there's no good reason for the pause, it triggers a pause cause clause. Well, no, you see, a pause clause is when we set a contract as opposed to when you can pause a cause and what the cause of the pause was.
But if you set a
that's
clause for the pause and you cause a pause, is there any sort of a pause clause pause?
I don't know who Joe is, but people keep asking for him.
The chat. Who's Joe?
We don't know who Joe is. Joe has not been
If
on
it's
any
Joe
of our
Rogan,
rosters.
yeah, bring him on. At this point, he'll be way more fresh than we are.
Oh, he's been waiting for that joke all day, and we only just now stumbled into it. I hate you. Ban it. Get the ban.
No.
hammer.
Give that man some. Get that man some.
What?
Something. Get him something. VIP. Sure.
Give him a VIP.
Give him MVP.
I say no, and you say yes.
Damn.
And that's what happens.
Holler. How long have you been trying to get
He's
that joke?
legitimately said that joke probably like 5 times today, or someone has made that.
I'm honestly impressed. How long have you been trying for that?
What characters do you guys main? We can't talk about this. Brig, Junkrat, and Orisa are the 3 I jump between.
I main caster. And I'm awful at it.
I could run with Junkrat pretty well, and then I got into Brig, and I got into that healer game, and then Brig got nerfed, and now I haven't gotten back to Junkrat yet, but.
Can Barry suit up and sub in at DPS right now? Theoretically, yeah. But it's going to be more than embarrassing.
It's going to be a lot of Barry just figuring out which direction he's looking.
I will act out what this would sound like. Ooh,
sorry.
Okay, I suck.
Quit badgering me. Asked to get a quick vibe check. The vibe is
5.
I'd say a kind of loopy tense. I think a loopy tense is what it is. I think we're tense because we're having these pauses, we're having these conversations and these issues, but also tense because
It's 10 p.m.
it's 10 p.m. The game's getting a little bit more delayed every time, but also the game is getting more and more tight. We're into our championship level, and loopy because 12 hours.
Rock, paper, scissors. Answer Spock.
Dynamite. Yeah.
How did you get involved with Overwatch commentary?
Who wants to take this one first?
I asked well, I read the question.
You
So.
read the question. That doesn't count.
Fell into it? Stepped into it? A little bit of both?
I built a Twitch studio for a school that I worked for.
Something medical related, so they're working it out.
Okay. Got a medical emergency. Oh, wait. We can cast this. Hold on. Where's the camera?
No. I was going to say, you as the former EMT, do you want to go check it out?
Do I?
And then they're like trying to calm them down, so I guess. So like a panic attack? I don't know.
BRB?
Yeah. Here, kill his mic. I'll just cover this. You guys can answer me questions. We're trying to make sure everyone's safe. Of course, that's the first priority, is making sure everyone's safe here. No. You know, shake the camera. Sorry, guys. You have to just deal with me now. So, how did I get Overwatch? I built a Twitch studio for a school I was working at, and built a whole Twitch program where we got to teach students like all of the process that goes into setting up a Twitch stream, how to use capture cards, and how the responsibilities of running a sponsor, and then kind of started doing some casting through that, and then met Barry. And Barry was like, hey, if you ever want to try shoutcasting something. And then Game Arena, we actually had a little relationship with the school for a while. And I said, hey, if you guys ever need shoutcasters. And they asked what games I knew. And I knew Overwatch. And they said, okay, cool. And so that's how that happened for me. Barry, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do.
Go, dude.
What?
Let's go.
What?
People want you.
Why? Oh, God. Why do you guys want me? This is a little suspect. It's a little suspect that you want me. I do have a YouTube channel. There's not a whole lot on it right now. Actually, I may have taken it off private or public. Because it was a lot of LARP videos.
Surprise.
It was a lot of live-action roleplay, competitive competitions, like full-length VODs. I have been working on a bunch of stuff to throw out on my own YouTube channel, though. Yeah. I'm that kind of nerd.
Cavcrow.
And in case you're wondering, I'm pretty darn good at it.
Cavcrow, glad you're in the chat. Glad you're enjoying us.
So,
it was fun to watch you play.
Guys, to explain right now, one of the players is having a little bit of a medical emergency. It's nothing so far that we really need to call emergency services, but he does need to take a break.
But you know what you guys get? You guys get unadulterated, uninterrupted time with us. Ask us your questions. Someone gave us one. Thoughts on Overwatch 2. Thoughts on Overwatch 2. Okay, so here's my thing. I'll be interested to see how they incorporate Overwatch 1 with Overwatch 2, because they've already made it clear, like, you can play in competitive and in quick play in Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2. I'll be interested to see how that works. If there are heroes that like only happen in Overwatch 2 but you don't get access into Overwatch 1, that feels a little shady. But if it's just like, well, there's skins and then the single player mode that you get in Overwatch 2 that you don't get in Overwatch 1, that one feels better. That way they're not punishing people and forcing people to buy the new one. Yeah. It's actually kind of very nice, considering a lot of the games when we talk about stuff do force that botch. Yeah. So we'll see. But it doesn't matter. It seems like everyone is okay. We're about to start back into it. 59 seconds left on this board.
Yes, Doomfist will look like Thanos in Overwatch 2. Yes. Also Fat Thor, yes.
Mercy on call. I will protect the innocent.
Kent State, 53 seconds to push this card as far as they can. Ohio State sitting up in that same spot, the one they love so dearly. Respawn, trying to get in position, trying to find exactly where they want to live. But a good wall by Tito locks
Great
in
wall.
a good chunk of the Ohio State team. They're forced to kind of wrap around. But Respawn mowing down. Gold Dust.
Oh!
Almost, we got a repeat.
Whew! Aimer. Oh.
Aimer
Be
just
still my heart.
taking out those Pharaohs. Just short. Goldust jumping forward, chasing down Prosody, taking out that immortality
3,
field.
2, 1. Well,
Now
we're
we're
in
in overtime now.
Oh.
The barrage trying to lock that mine tunnel down.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Still got a ways to go.
Ohio State wrapping around the backside there behind that billboard,
They've got
deciding
to keep,
where to go.
They've got to keep OSU
Now maybe,
away.
but OSU looking like they might just hold out. They may just set up right there behind that doors so that as the doors open, they can rush in and make a push for it. Tito prepped. Tito singling out Deli. A great wall from Tito as Deli gets taken down.
3, 2, 1. Less than 2 meters.
All they gotta do is do a little bit of cleanup left, and there it goes as Gold just rains down fire from above,
All
taking
right.
out all of it. There's a team kill,
Woo!
and OSU getting forced back to that respawn as Kent State saves the day just a little bit longer, just making it to that first checkpoint. Now they are in overtime. There is no more time left for them, so we have to see exactly how far they can take this card.
Damage increase.
Payload is also the word.
Wagon without wheels. No, I think this is the trophy card. Aimer's still dropping those sleep darts.
Kent State losing their pharmacy. Aimer doing a good job trying to keep it alive. There's the
This is
nano
good push. Great push.
but it's not enough as BM Cool goes down. Trying to get that sleep going. There's another team kill from Kent. And Tito setting up on that balcony, prepping to lock it down so that
Kent is really getting value on these pushes.
OSU not really pushing around that balcony, just going more straight down the line and setting up to hide right here behind this corner.
OSU does have 3, soon to be 4 alts.
Goldust getting taken down early on. Goldust a little overextending, seems to be keep getting picked off and then throwing himself into bad situations, but doing his job, scouting ahead.
That Goldust drop may have just been what Ohio State needed as Obi Chow and Lord Hades also dropped with shenanigans. And now they're sitting on the cart, stopping the advance.
All they have to do is clear it off. Once this overtime kicks in, and that clock starts going down, that's all they require. Tito getting dropped, Lord Hades getting dropped.
Shenanigans is the only one left. Again,
there
you
it
can see that
goes.
Rhine for all of 10 seconds.
There it is, but not an unimpressive showing.
No. Second point, and they held it.
Most of that just run through that overtime.
Sides.
I'll be interested to see. There's a lot of work still left to do for Kent State to keep Ohio State from winning this.
This is still the first map.
Yeah. Yeah, it
This is
is.
still the first map.
Yeah, it is. Caleb,
Chat,
chat.
help.
I need a road flare. I need something to scare off the night.
I have road flares in the car, but that's outside
The
the booth.
darkness. The darkness that's rolling over my eyes. Kent State prepping for that defense.
I'll get us home safe.
Again,
Help. I need somebody.
I will say
Help.
these are
Not just
no,
anybody.
no, no. If you say
Help.
if you say one more word, they're gonna have to pay about $1 billion. Just acknowledge that. Like you're one line away from like a lawsuit. Chat, you can sing all
Yeah,
you want.
chat, you can sing all
We
you want.
can't. Kent State setting up again. You know, it might appear a little bit boring, but it's the same setup as always. But that's because it's working consistently. Tito running with that May, pulling for that deep early delay game. They're just trying to pull those stall tactics out as early as possible. Respawn, getting that vision on, locking in, figuring out where they are. Again, nothing too unexpected here. That rock is providing a good safe spot for them to set up. A strong wall from Tito, locking Deli in, but not enough to get the kill. As Respawn starts circling around the backside,
Ooh, good pick on Samuel. Beat.
and no
Beat
one
cool
seems to be
drops.
noticing as Respawn is just cleaning up that back line, forcing all of Kent State into that mine shaft.
This is some advanced tactics here. Kent State already knows to look up, but have they figured out to look behind them?
Respawn trying to get a couple of shots on Tito. Tito's managing to wall himself off and give himself a little bit of protection. As Kent State seems to be fighting on two sides, one from the front and one from the rear, as they seem to have gotten flanked.
The dragon awaits.
Not a bad hold.
But not the one they needed.
No, and now with this reset, OSU is going to be ready and waiting for whatever they're going to bring.
2 minutes, 57 seconds left.
With Respawn popping out over top that hill, just plinking them as much as he can to get that ult charge up. This is going to be an interesting attempt.
Kent State circling around the right side, heading up to that balcony, but
Again.
Shenanigans getting taken down. Again, just setting
Respawn
up,
getting so much value.
dropping the immortality field, not giving them any opportunity.
He's got that barrage.
Open
There
Dust
it
getting
goes.
dropped, Gold Dust getting dropped. Tyrant Panda getting dropped.
Again,
Tito.
Respawn didn't even get touched that entire engagement.
And just keeping the distance, keeping the fire rate up, and keeping that health and the damage boosted. That's all he needs to do. And he's so good at getting behind them. That's the thing about Farah is, if you're able to get into those blind spots and you're catching them unaware, that's when the most damage comes, and that's what Respawn's able to do successfully with Farah. Samuel ready up with that Dragon Strike, finding the best position, getting a good angle on it. They don't know it's coming. They have identified him. They did manage to spot him
Samuel's
as
waiting for this
Respawn drops
dragon.
down. They're prepped. They're aware that
Look at how fast Respawn builds that ult charge. Truly impressive.
there's this long distance volley, keeping them pushing back, not giving the opportunities.
Almost all of OSU has got their ults. This next engagement, I'm almost certain they're going to be dropping a few Qs.
But Kent State's still keeping them off of that payload.
Ooh,
60
good
seconds
take.
remaining.
Damage increase.
My power grows.
50 seconds to hit that next marker.
Kent State forcing them back, keeping them off that payload. It's really all you need to do. 43 seconds is, it's enough time for a couple of pushes, but it's not a ton of time, and there's still a good chunk of distance.
And it's around those two tight corners under the over the bridge.
Dragon Strike lands out, doesn't seem to land any kills.
Didn't even do a very good job of
Does
zoning.
force that lane as that Coalescence drops as well. Just trying to double up that,
And there goes
that
the barrage.
damage.
Ooh,
Lord Hades getting dropped, Samuel getting dropped, Tito getting dropped.
really good trades.
Kent State down 3.
OSU's
Again.
back on the push. 6 seconds. We're going to hit overtime before we hit this next point.
OSU setting up.
Ult charges
Getting
are
ready.
pretty even.
All they have to do is keep on that payload for a little bit longer. They will have won this first match.
Here comes Kent State. Oh, almost a really great rock.
Tyrant
Tyrant
Panda
Panda.
getting taken out. Respawn doing a good job of managing that distance and making sure that they're pinpointing the most squishy
Tito
characters.
down.
Tito getting down.
Frosty goes down. Aimer goes down. Pretty even. Gold Dust down.
Just destroying that payload. There's the barrage just to clear out any remaining players that they had to worry about.
Still a really great delay. Did it buy him enough time to get another push against him?
A little bit more of a stall here. Tito jumping around, just trying to cause them the damage. It's not enough. They've pushed into overtime.
Ult charges are
Very
still
small
pretty close.
distance left to carry.
Oh, good
There's
move.
the hammer fit. I'm having a stroke. Meteor head.
Samuel drops.
Meteor
Shenanigans drops. All right, Kent State's got the advantage.
Ohio State doing the best to try and clear it out. Managing to keep themselves alive pretty well.
Kent State's sustain is really coming into its own here.
Tyrant Panda just keeping moving, keeping on that payload. Tito doing the same thing, dropping it behind, doing this little bit of poke damage.
If Delhi drops, this might be it for Ohio State. There it is.
Kent State
Point one.
able
right?
to hold it.
All right, so that's point one.
Of the game.
Map one. Oh, good. Hour one. Woo!
Oh, tears in my eyes, tears in my eyes. It might be the jalapenos, it might be the amount of water and the fact that I've not gone to the bathroom recently, or it could be this match.
Well, I've got an empty mug here. Do you want to? You need the?
Nah, that's all right.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do we have that poll up? We have a poll. The poll's still there. Chat, anybody?
I don't know. We talked about it before. Ohio State putting in a great show. Kent State really pulling out all the stops, and again, we saw it. That's the wrong match.
Oh.
That's Ashland versus Kent. Ironically, they were correct. Kent won. There's the new one.
Hey-oh.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. We voted for us.
Oh, hey.
But here's the thing: Kent State really being able to.
Oh, sequel. I'll take you on Bare Knuckles back alley of.
What?
Let's go
What's
with.
happening?
Yeah, I'll let you pick the back alley.
I was having a legitimate conversation about whatever.
So we got called out.
I know.
I got an okay.
Good. Kent State
Analysis.
slap you. Kent State. I just keep
Kent
saying the
State.
name.
Kent State.
Kent State. I'm just waiting for you to interrupt again. Kent State putting in an incredible showing. Again, you know we have. You know, when you look at OSU, if we look at that last match, Respawn being the outstanding player.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
just
my
blowing
gosh.
through it. But Kent State being so consistent and just so ready on the point, and their ability to adapt, as we saw when it came to that last victory screen, it was a Winston, which we hadn't seen and completely forgot we hadn't seen. It was the Hammond, it was the Tracer, it was these desperate plays, these switch up characters to try get there as quick as they can, get on point as long as they can, and delay as long as they can. And you often see that, and casters will often make jokes about that as kind of these throwaway characters, but that just proves no, these are legitimate strategies. And when you're in those moments, the speed, the few seconds that you can get that might be a little bit faster as a Winston or a Hammond or a Tracer are enough to stall that game. And as we saw, Tito doing especially talented job of keeping that payload from moving. Same thing with Tyrant Panda, who are able to get there quickly, keep moving around, keep dodging in and out, but also still doing damage, which is a very difficult thing to do, especially when we talk about Tracer. Tracer, with some of those higher, bigger characters, really only doing significant damage if you're getting those headshots. So we just have to appreciate the aim that came out of Tito and the pinpoint accuracy that came out of that Tracer play. Yeah,
Can we talk about the pickoffs from Aimer? Almost getting another dunkaroo down the side.
And it's kind of one of the shames of those Ana players is they're so much in the back lines and their heals are so not necessarily sporadic, but their heals are not necessarily you're not necessarily running. You can't run a pharmacy with an Ana, but those counters. The biotech grenades, the ability to reduce the healing, the ability to pull those sleeps off, the crowd control that you get out of Ana is a very different but very real monster that we got. And we got to see it again here earlier. We saw, of course, the now at this point infamous drop out of the sky as Aimer was able to drop a Pharah straight off of the Numbani wall. But now we saw it again almost. Respawn very fortunate with his landing position, but You got to give it credit. You know, a good healer in the back line with a good solid aim on just a fantastic choice, and I think they did a really good job.
Well, I think you got to give credit to all the players on both sides. There has really been no big ball drops at all. Both teams are just playing phenomenally well. It's just really capitalizing upon those infinitesimally small, minute moments, especially in the overtime bouts. Each of these really elongated battles, it's only the tide turning from one person stepping a little bit too far ahead or someone getting pulled out, the walls going up. Ugh.
You know, it is these counter moments, and again, I kind of made a joke of it, of like it seems a little bit boring. We're seeing a lot of the same plays over and over again, but the truth of the matter is that when you get to this tier and when you get to these high levels, it is those little moments. It is not these big mistakes that people are making. It's not these goofy choices. It's these tiny little tweaks and these tiny little window openings, and true players are able to hone in on that and really conquest it. Ilios here on the next map. Kent State one up against the Eagle.
What were they doing with a jackhammer?
Oh, not excavating, because that's not protocol.
I never really questioned that up until now. Like, the lights make sense.
Well, you know what we could question? They did not get a permit to land that plane there.
That's a plane?
Yeah, that's a ship. That's a hub. Both sides. There are two planes on opposite sides of the ship.
Props to the pilots for landing both of those things. There's not even scorch marks on the rocks behind those thrusters.
Kent State moving out.
All right, we'll have to see who gets the first biggest poke here. Looks like they both have the same strategy, Kent State and OSU.
Kent State lacking that bastion, though, and I think feeling it right now as Respawn sits up in a pretty choice position and is able to do a fair amount of damage, forcing them down. Tito following it up and doing cleanup as they drop below.
Ooh, BM Cool, Tito, and Opie Chow drop. Even though Kent State's down one player, two player, they're
real good response as he does the full whip around. Gets Tyrant unaware.
Gold Dust drops. OSU is pretty much all back on point now. Samuel just putting in effort along with Aimer cleaning up.
They lose both of their tanks, Kent State's, but still sitting back on point, waiting to regroup.
And here OSU is going to shack up right where they want to. Respawn just dropping it down. Raining lead.
Gold Dust back up to Farah, doing some of those long distance pokes and then that pharmacy combo. And you can't blame at this point, you know. You just need to force the eye in one direction, put a little bit of put them on a little bit of a defense early on. That's what they managed to do. However, Ohio State had the answer for that. They knew where to back up, they knew where to drop to still be in cover, to get their shields up, to be able to counter. As Kent State tried to do that wraparound, Samuel getting dropped.
Here goes Gold Dust, getting that value. I think OSU's rotation here fell a little bit flat, but they're still holding. I lied. Yeah, definitely a curse. I feel like I've been more heavily affected by it, though.
Well, that's because I don't say stupid things.
Yeah, whoa! Ooh, that's a call.
Clip me and prove me wrong. Respawn doing a good job.
Ooh, nice stun.
But a solid stun.
Still fairly even. Kent State built up almost the same percentage-wise.
Third on trade, again, pushing further out. Maintain that distance as far away from the point as possible. Keep them away from the point, you don't have to worry about them capturing.
Bongos drop. Kent State's got the percentage.
Going down. Gold Dust getting down by Respawn. Good shot as here comes OSU to capture the point again.
This is pretty even.
seem to be trading pretty successfully.
Here, I think Kent State's going to regroup a little bit as they come back out. Panda going to be lagging just a hair.
Thanks for the assist.
Panda going Lucio now. And Gopi just gets annihilated.
Samuel looking for those pokes, looking for those long distance headshots, just setting up.
Kent State's got a little bit of time here, but they can't waste it all. Less than 15, well, soon to be less than 15%.
Tito just hanging back. Drop on Samuel. Samuel didn't see it coming. 2 shots to the head as Samuel drops. Is that going to be the start of a fast movement?
Can Tito get more value?
Kent State is able to capture, but gaining back up.
Was that flank just a little too late?
Really trying to push a little bit further. Getting
Dust drop.
bounced out by Gopi. Barrage being shut down without really any successful kills. Maybe just taking out Tyrant Panda.
Pretty even percent now.
But Ohio State able to come back in a hard form, taking out Tito, Lord Hades, Opie Chow, now Gopi all taken out.
All right, this next push will probably decide it.
Ohio State recapturing. We're at 5%.
Kent State's got to get in there and touch.
But Gold Dust getting taken out as Respawn just keeps them at a distance as much as he can. Doing a good job taking out Lord Hades.
Kent State's got to get in.
Just having to handle that Lucio.
Here comes the bulwark.
Meteor strike coming down, popping everyone up in the air.
Really no own economy here.
Another meteor strike landing. Good Gold Dust getting immediately punished for it. As Lord Hades goes down as well.
And there it goes.
As Ohio State takes this point.
Score.
Not without pretty substantial effort, though.
No, again, like we said, it was a pretty fair trade back and forth during both. So I'll be interested to see
Yeah, I wish Tito had jumped that flank
just a little bit.
just a couple seconds earlier.
It did feel like he was waiting for it a little bit more. But I think, to his defense, it felt like that the rest of Kent State was waiting. They were setting up.
like
They
they
were
weren't quite in
getting
position
ready. And that they didn't want to announce that attack until everyone was in place, and that's totally fair.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Tito teleporting out to Symmetra and then switching back into Reed, giving his team a little bit of a boost, trying to get on point as quickly as possible.
Get out into the fray and see if they can slow him down. No, Ohio State just goes straight to point, trying to get inside and get a hold.
Set up in that corner. Just try and keep Kent State at a distance.
Dust dropped.
Fair amount of shielding is keeping them safe. This is actually a really good positioning on Ohio State's
Tito dropped. Gopi
side.
dropped. Faraswap getting called out. Lord Hades dropped.
Pushing to clear.
Still no one has dropped from the Ohio State.
Ohio State, again, just bunkering down. Again, good placement in this. There's a lot in this battle, and that corner is just such a solid place to set up.
Have we been calling Reaper long-range picks?
No, we have not.
Nexus, what stream are you watching, boo?
Enemy in my sight.
Like, I know we're tired, but we're not. I don't think we're that tired.
I don't think we're at all calling it. He was right up on that Widowmaker, right? Like, he could smell her. Like, it was not that far.
Who's gonna clap them cheeks?
All right, you took it weird. I don't. Oh, I see.
Okay.
Deli getting eliminated, but Respawn answering back with a fair amount of damage.
Gold Dust blinking away, but they've really got to get someone in there to touch point and slow it up.
All that's left in there, if I'm correct, is BM Cool. just keeping that point on lock.
Yeah, Farrah can't do quite enough to be cool right now.
No, but Ohio State trying to funnel back in, but Gold Dust just keeping them at bay over Samuel, getting a good teleport and a good drop. Chasing after Tyrant Panda with their
Death
Death
Blossom.
Blossom.
Nice
Able to clear out
value.
a good chunk of Ohio State's team off of that point.
That might be all she wrote. 15% left now. This may be Kent State's last really attempt here. Ooh.
Ooh.
Got you good as new.
Ohio State just stealing that point. That's as long as they can. They don't really much
100%.
effort. There's no really benefit for them to be really clawing out of here at this point. All they have to do is lock it down.
Oh, they've already got it on lock. They just got to throw away the key.
No, I hate you.
I'm not a fan of that one either.
Take a lap after this. Just watch. As there it is, Ohio State clamming?
Clamming?
Clamming
You
and
want to take a walk with me?
Yeah,
We'll
let's do a
both
lap.
put in
Okay.
laps. Yeah.
My back teeth are swimming.
Play of the game.
As Ohio State takes this match number 2 here on Ilios. Beautiful defense. Just appreciate the well-timed combo. That gravity well and that Death Blossom work so well in tandem. Just obliterate everything Kent had.
So that one was definitely more weighted, I would say, towards OSU. They were pretty dominant throughout that.
I will say, though, I don't necessarily know that what we saw in that first match was wholly indicative of Kent State being, able to take it away from Ohio State. I think
Fair.
I think what we saw there was a lot of good circumstances and a lot of good clutch moments. But what we're seeing here is, again, what we saw before, just a classic, simple Ohio State really controlling every aspect of the game. There is some give and take. I'm not claiming that it's not. But I don't know. I think Ohio State, they're just so consistent in their ability to turn things in their favor and to deal damage. So
I'm excited to see this next map. Numbani has been weird, as we have said before. OSU has experienced this weirdness.
I agree with you. I mean, they, I'm interested to see, we're probably going to get a treehouse. We probably know exactly where it's going to be. But how does OSU respond to that, and how does Kent State respond to that, and what's that placement like?
Will Amer get another sick drop off the side of the map?
Highly doubt it. Although, who knows?
Hey.
It might happen.
That'd be nice.
Will our camera guy be able to capture it just in time? That one?
Camera guy?
Not less
He says
likely.
no.
He does not have
says
faith
no.
in himself.
Chat, do we have faith?
No, not really. But we are going in to this, the round 3, Numbani, here at the Ohio Overwatch Collegiate Invitational. Here in a moment.
At Game Arena in Hilliard, Ohio.
Just pausing.
3570 Fishinger Boulevard, Hilliard, Ohio, 43026. Game Arena's second location will be opening up on OSU's campus in 2020. So keep your eyes and ears open.
Do you want to do a plug while we got time?
Talking 3-prong, AC,
All
DC.
right. Well, see, why do we even give you the option? See, you're just wasting time on dumb jokes.
I gotta try.
So no, you don't want to have a plug? That's the answer. No.
You start. Plug. Let's go.
All right, I got a couple of them.
Uh-huh.
You can check me out on Instagram at LegendsFH. That's Legends for Hire. It is a lot of Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but you can also find my other company at Spellbender Media. That one's a lot more photography and a lot of this, and that's where I posted this stuff. So you guys can find me over at Spellbender Media. That's Bender with an E. And then if you want to hear me being more goofy, you can check out my podcast, the Roll and Play Podcast. We just got into season 2.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was so happy to get it done with season 1 and then still have the energy to do a second one.
The energy is
The energy is it. The energy is it.
Yeah, it's right beneath the Gateway Film Center.
It's not open yet.
Do you want any plugs before I go into the fly through?
your delay is just so bad. Like it's so. I just want to choke you with a cord.
Like any of my plugs is gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna have some stuff in like a month or two, but
Scarecrow, just to answer the question, no, they have not played on Blizzard Rule. We actually have a set number of maps that we play. These maps have been approved of by all teams. Those maps are Route 66, Ilias, which we just saw, Numbani, which we're on now, Volskaya Androzes, and then if we go to a tiebreaker, that map is Oasis, which we have yet to see today.
and that would be another control map.
Yes, but no.
For those not
those maps were provided to the teams in advance so that they could prep and practice on those maps. We do not have any kind of surprise secret maps waiting for them.
Excuse me, ladies. That's a lot of public works you're just destroying there. Look at this.
There's a lot of old people who
Those
won't be able
stairs
to
are
walk up
now
those stairs.
not even close to ADA capable.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
It's late, guys.
Defend
Thanks for letting that die.
Yeah.
Almost as hard as other jokes.
Now I just want to sit. Sit. Getting into the match. Ohio State on the offensive.
OSU funneling underneath as they have now been wont to do. Great wall
Great wall
on both sides. Ooh, fantastic rock.
But a good
pull.
answer out of that immortality field. Just able to keep Deli alive.
Gold Dust getting some really good value.
Lord Hades pushing up, getting real uptight, and this is a thing we actually haven't seen much on this map. Usually when we see that positioning, a lot of times they'll tend to stay back. They don't want to overcommit because they don't want to get flanked from behind. But Kent State made an active choice to start pursuing and chasing it down, and that's the thing I'm interested to see if we see a shift out of them. If they can chase down those kills and force full team respawns, they buy themselves the time they might need. And as we've seen, Ohio State doesn't need a ton of time.
Nope.
But if you can buy them just a little bit more time by time, that's what you're going to do to lock in that win. So I'm interested to see if Kent State stays that aggressive and stays that proactive about chasing down those kills.
That's the thing about both of these teams. If you give them even half an inch, they will take as much as a mile out of it. Both of these teams have got to be really careful about how they proceed.
Gold Dust just getting eliminated by Respawn as he kind of walked into that barrage. I mean, it's also a term that applies.
The rest of Kent State just melting away. Ohio State getting their first tick, soon to be followed by their second. And it looks like OSU is going to really push the aggression here.
Respawn getting some of that Hail Mary tosses from above. Not necessarily shooting to get any real damage, just keeping them on their toes, keeping them moving and keeping them from being able to push up.
It's really interesting to see this aggression, and it looks like it's being pretty successful at this point. Their payload isn't even up that far, but they're really keeping the pressure up.
So they'll keep it back, making sure that the payload is still moving now.
And still getting a couple all-right shots up at the pharmacy combo on Kent State side.
Kent State moving forward, trying to get some of that stop, using this corner to their advantage, using the cover to their advantage. Tito walling himself off, setting himself up just to hold that point as long as he can, dropping the blizzard to delay the movement even further, and then dropping back to stay alive, not giving that kill off. Doesn't want to hand that kill free over to BN Pool.
Kent State's got the advantage here. But that cart was already moved pretty far up.
Again, look at this. This is what we were talking about, chasing after those kills. Now that time it didn't necessarily land exactly the way we wanted to, but again, it's being that overly aggressive. Respawn coming in from above, but a good counter shield coming in from Shenanigans.
Ohio State's really winning the alt economy here.
The Dragon Strike coming in, not really landing anything. Just enough to push so that they can get in on that payload and start it moving.
Great boots from Respawn.
Respawn has that barrage, sitting on it, waiting to get the perfect angle on it.
I think he's probably going to save it and wait for getting in really deep.
Gold Dust also sitting on that barrage, getting more and more up close and personal with that enemy punch.
Oh, this might be the drop. There it goes.
There goes the barrage.
Great,
Good cleanup.
great barrage. Will Respawn? Nope.
And
Respawn will
Respawn
not
cannot
answer.
answer as both Prosody and Respawn are taken out, as that is a good, clean sweep
Get you back out there. I am
of
empowered.
5 of the 6 Ohio State players.
By the time OSU gets back, they're going to have about 2 minutes to get the last, no, call it 20 meters to get the payload to that next checkpoint.
They'll be running in with really only one ult.
Waste this opportunity.
Tito about to come up on his Blizzard.
Yeah, OSU was winning the ult economy. They're still maybe just a hair ahead across the board here. Really not the best barrage. Did a bit of zoning, but not a whole lot of
Take
content.
out Gold Dust, able to take out Lord Hades. Shenanigans as well going down.
Well, all right. That might have been enough to get that checkpoint.
Looks like it.
Yeah, Mike was a strong word.
So Ohio State
Has plenty of time to get around those last 2 corners.
pushing forward, reaching on those corners, setting up the shields, getting ready for that push. Tito sitting on that Blizzard, waiting for the push to go, trying to drive it back.
Opie Chow's about to
There
get their
goes that
ult.
Blizzard.
Shenanigans about to get his ult. Lord Hades drops, Panda drops.
Tito raising that shield just as a good time of that walling.
This is a good push by OSU.
Deli getting eliminated. Respawn getting a couple of shots in on Tito, dropping on the man.
Throw as OSU needs to be careful.
Lord Hades not focusing about going high at all. Again, kind of leaving that pharmacy to do whatever they want. Respawn doing a great job of punishing through that. Taking out their healers, taking out their DPS, finish up the back lines, and then just slowly working their way through the tank.
2 meters, 1 meter. 2 minutes to hold, less than 2 meters. This is going to be rough for Kent State.
Respawn doing his best and capturing the point.
Score.
OSU just get all 3.
Well, I'm not going to write Kent State out. That was pretty decent pacing. And as we have seen before, OSU hasn't not been rebuffed
No.
on Numbani.
A minute and 51 seconds.
That also doesn't mean that they're going to make it easy on Kent State, though.
I think Kent State has some very intentional plans going into this. And I think I'll be interested to see what those plans are, because I have a funny feeling that they're expecting something out of OSU, and I think we saw that a little bit with OSU. Kent did a great job when OSU came up that underground tunnel, pushing through the bottom. Kent State, again, we talked about it a little bit, chased them, followed up, got right in their face with it. I think Kent State has some plans for this stuff. Now, obviously, not all of this you can predict, but they at least have some ideas for how they're going to react in situations, and I want to see how they're going to react here in this offensive position. I was thinking they were probably hoping that they were going to put Ohio State in a little bit more of a tilt situation than they are, but I think they were aware that they were probably going to come into this attack significantly harder than they were prior.
There's a first time for everything.
Ooh, this is a really far push up here from OSU. Getting this early scouting and trying to
Get a read on what Kent State is playing. Really initiating this combat earlier on, keeping it up towards the bus and letting them slowly trickle back.
Oh, look at that rock. Whoa. Felt the whistle whiz past Prosody. Gold Dust goes down. I gotta say, I feel like Gold Dust and Respawn have been fairly evenly matched this whole engagement. Both have been getting a lot of great content with their assaults. Sorry, what did I say?
Gold Dust took that. That's good.
No, you don't make mistakes.
Oh, no, I never said that. Sam, I don't make dumb mistakes. There's a qualifier
That's
there.
all right.
There's a qualifier there.
Pretty even matches here. Samuel got the pick.
Good
Two
clean-
pick.
Ooh, with the double.
Dragon.
Clearing out shenanigans as well.
4,
Opie
5.
Chow as well.
I am healed.
And again, we talk about how important it is with your game awareness and how important it is to be aware of where you are in relationship to everyone else. And that's exactly what happened just then.
Kent State had a great push, and thankfully Samuel, for Ohio State's sake, was there to pick up the slack.
They knew
I wouldn't even say slack.
And again, communication is key. He knew exactly what was happening on the point while he was taking care of that pharmacy combo. And once that dragon popped, he didn't even hesitate. He turned, dropped it, and cleared out 2 more of Kent State's team.
Samuel still wreaking havoc.
Tito switching it up to Tracer, dropping behind again, trying to do a little bit of that poking, taking those little bits of damage out.
I don't know that it's really working that well, though.
But again, part of the whole point of Tracer is generating enough of that momentum that you can build up that ult and drop that sticky. And those stickies are the important parts when we talk about Tracer.
Tito swapping on to McCree now.
That one is an interesting choice.
Yes.
This is not necessarily great.
Okay, he's back on Hanzo.
Okay. Good. I don't have to explain it. Thank you. You just made it easier on me.
Thank you, Tito. Thank you. Yes, Poncho. I believe he was duck hunting. Albeit it is Wabbit season.
So good.
Just a minute remaining now.
Just kind of trading these long distance blows, not really committing too hard to anything. Just staying back.
Tito gets dropped again.
A little bit of a chase down from Respawn though. Getting a little aggressive and getting a little triggered.
Gold dust drops.
A little trigger itchy.
Ooh.
That's what happens when you're not paying too much attention. You get caught in those moments.
Oh,
And a strong
good
dragon.
zone.
We heard it getting called out here from inside the studio, and literally that call out came just in time to be able to save a good chunk of the team as Kent State is able to kind of wrap around and focus in. And now there goes those 3 points captured with 17 seconds. They've earned themselves 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Kent State's got their work cut out for
Long
them.
push.
Oh, good. Good aerial combat there.
Takedown from Gold Dust.
Will he drop the... He's going to drop.
There's
there
the
it goes.
rush. A good pull into
Oh,
the rush. And
look at
there's
that
a clean kill.
value.
And he gets taken out by Respawn, but it's so
Too
much
little,
damage.
too late.
The battle continues.
Tito setting up in top, keeping an eye open on that highway and over that overpass. Just keeping an eye down that lane, seeing when they're moving, seeing how far out they're going to creep. And it looks like Ohio State's not going to push too deep into it. And they're not going to rush that payload right now. They're probably going to wait for it to start to come around the corner before they make that attack. They don't want to overcommit here because if they have to do a full respawn again, they're going to be trapped. But Gold Dust getting taken out by Samuel. Respawn getting into the air, trying to do more of that damage control. And again, waiting for that corner.
Jelly's down. Lord Hades is back up.
But Shenanigans is doing a good job of managing Respawn by keeping that shield right in his face as much as he can. And that's one of the powers of Sigma that we have to acknowledge. He is getting taken out, but he's still managing that shield so that he's able to keep some of that fire from hitting a majority of his players.
And also slowing that ult charge.
Samuel coming in with a Dragon Strike.
Just about a minute remaining.
Just having to hold a little bit longer.
Kent State within spitting distance of hitting this next checkpoint.
But Samuel just getting ready, waiting to the side. Getting a couple of pops.
here comes the
There's
dragon.
Dragon.
Good zoning.
Able to connect.
One
takes
drop.
out Lord Hades.
Almost took out Tito as well.
But again, not trying to get those kills, just trying to clear that space. And at this point, they don't have to wipe. They just have to keep them off of that payload.
40 seconds.
Forcing them further back. A great takedown by Respawn, sniping Tyrant out of the air.
And that might have done it. 30 seconds left for them to regroup, get all the way back to the point, and then carry it that next 15 meters.
Pirate Panda trying to taxi everyone in as Lucio, but is it going to be enough time? 20 seconds remaining. Probably doing this as a combo to get the team there faster, to get them on that point faster, but also just to try and outlast everyone as he bounces around the payload. Is it going to be enough? Respawn just lobbing those missiles from above, taking out Tito despite that well-placed wall. There's the barrage.
There it goes.
Pirate
This is
Panda
going to
getting
be a
taken
miracle
out.
hole to
Lord
take
of
a hold
Hades,
here.
all he has to do is stick around. But there goes the gravity well, lifting him high into the air.
That coalescence just isn't going to be enough.
Just trying to stall. There's a strong revive, but is it going to be enough? Possibly, actually, as a majority of Ken is able to get back onto that payload. Just keeping it moving, keeping it locked in, but not actually making any forward progress, which they desperately need. They need to clear out some of Ohio State's defensive.
We saw Winston! Hey!
We saw Winston earlier.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh. He's back!
He's back. For Ohio
12
State.
seconds. All right.
Play of
2 to OSU, 1 Kent. Neither side's really making it easy.
And again, we talked about a little bit that situation when you know that Farah has the barrage, that's when that Sigma shield has the real potential to do a lot. If you get it close enough in their face, you'll actually just full-on wipe out Farah with that well-placed shield. But also just buying a little bit of time for your heroes to get away, buying a little bit of time for your teammates to get away. It's not necessarily a bad use of that shield. But, you know, in that case, the shield went out in front of him, and the barrage came from above, and there was nothing he could do about it.
So I feel like Tito was just getting shut down left and right.
He tried things, right? And
Yeah.
again, we talk about Tito, a strong player in the sense that, like, probably the player I've seen the most switching between in and out of different heroes. You know,
Showing a lot of variety, but I don't think it's doing
I think they're really, especially when he goes into that May role. They can handle him when he's Tracer. Tracer's a little bit less of a threat right now. Again, you can land those headshots, you can land that sticky bomb, but you're really having to handle on an individual level.
Yeah,
But
and
when
there's no sustain either.
Sure, but when you switch over to May, that's when Tito becomes really dangerous. That's when you get those wall ups that can really cause a lot of damage. And let's not forget, a Blizzard will clear a whole space, and whether or not you get the kills for it, just the immobility of it is a lot of time to lock up a hero. So Tito doing a great job on May, but just they are finding in, and as we just saw in that last clip, just before he died, a wall got dropped just in time. However, it wasn't enough as they were just rocketed down on top of him. And again, they're compensating for that. They're aware of their dangers, they're aware of their threats, and they're focusing on the players. And it's kind of like what we talked about all day today, is good players are able to hone in on one, focus on the target that they need to deal with, and then once that target is destroyed, then they're able to maximize the amount of space that they've created and wipe out the rest of the team. And we've seen that over and over again with Ohio State today.
Samuel, been on point. I don't think he swapped from Hanzo once, that whole thing. And if he did, don't think he needed to, because he had down pat.
I think it was May a little bit for a little period of time, but an offensive May. But no, I agree with you.
Kent State's pharmacy combo, just fear.
And let's also talk about this real quick. Yes, there is such thing as a good Hanzo. Don't make that face. Let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about the quality of that pharmacy.
Yeah.
Both teams showing up with extremely quality pharmacies. A lot of times when you start looking at these pharmacy combos, a lot of these guys lack the ability or the control to actually shoot people out of the air, especially when we're talking about the lower tier levels.
But both sides.
Trading on and off. It's very impressive to see it. If you've never tried it, try shooting them down. play a Pharah and try taking down another Pharah mid-air, especially with a Mercy standing behind him. It's not easy to do, and they're doing a really good job of landing those blows and timing out those precision shots. It's not just spray and pray. It's a lot of actually like focused timing on stuff. So it was a good job on both ends, both from Respawn and from Gold Dust.
Yeah.
Also giving note to Tyrant and to oh no. I was on such a roll, and I looked like an actual pro, and then I forgot his name. That's the wrong team.
Big Boss, you asked what happened to Genji. He got stuck in a convention and couldn't make it.
But that's the wrong one, too.
Zenyatta rip. Oh, have we? Yeah, we haven't seen much of Zenyatta.
I saw a little bit earlier in the day. It didn't do much. Prosody! I'm sorry. Okay, I feel better. Prosody to Respawn.
Yeah.
Tyrant to Gold Dust.
So, Volskaya.
Oh,
Traveling to
What?
Volskaya Industries.
I will throw things.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Ooh, hey, we haven't seen this shot before.
Yeah.
Well, today at least.
I mean, we have multiple times.
Today?
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's a recording. I mean, is it tomorrow yet? Has we crossed over
It's
to
getting
midnight?
close. Oh, it's getting close.
Can anyone on any of the teams please just take like a real quick pause so I can go to the bathroom?
I can carry this. Just
No,
give me
I'm
both
fine.
mics.
No, I'm fine.
They'll hear me in stereo.
That's not how that works.
It's kind of how that works. There's an argument to be made. You take two mono channels and put them together. Now, truthfully, I know that the mix is actually just going both one side of a stereo, but you know.
tired.
To stay my wife.
And it's 90% because
Already
of
still
you.
on the watch list here.
So we're doing this again next week, right?
You ready for tomorrow's
You're
tournament?
ready for my? Oh, we're gonna be casting Fortnite.
Oh God, oh, I'm good. He's built a thing, and another thing. Yep, that's a tower.
That one shot it down.
He got a gun, and that one's on a dinosaur. This game seems weirdly.
Wait, are there dinosaurs in Fortnite?
There's monsters and robots. They reset it. Season 2.
Oh God.
They did like a whole revamp on season 2. Why do I know this?
Oh, dude, I would love to cast Monster Hunter. That would be the bomb.
Monster Hunter?
I don't know anything about Monster Hunter, but that would
Oh,
be sweet.
I would. Oh, I'd love it. I would love to cast Monster Hunter. Can we just cast games that you can't cast? I think that'd be great. Could that be our series? Is we just get guys in here playing games that you can't really cast, but you cast it? That's actually
Ooh,
kind of
that's-
brilliant.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Monster
I'm
Hunter?
okay with
I think
that.
that'd be great. Oh, hey, there's a match going on.
It's good. Nothing really has happened so far. Respawn got dropped pretty hard off the get-go. But, okay, Samuel drops as well. Tito putting in work. Phew.
Running a lot of long range over on Kent State, including, we've got the combo of Hanzo, Widow, and Ana, just doing a lot of that long distance shooting. They're not really planning for that up-close fight. And I wonder if that's going to hurt them in the long run.
In the wrong one, yes.
In the wrong run.
Well, it seems to be working right now.
But again, when it comes to the brawl, I'm a little concerned. Although that being said,
Oh, Gold Dust gets sniped.
no, Gold Dust sniped.
I did it again.
Here you go. You did the thing. I do the thing all the time. I just don't point it. I know when to point it out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I would love to cast Uno. That would be fantastic. Overwatch is happening!
This is why we can't have anything nice.
Ooh, look at that value.
Clean of that dragon. Doing a decent job of cleaning up all of Ohio State, leaving just Respawn and Deli in the mix. But Respawn getting picked up, Deli starting to drop back, also getting taken out. And that was a clean sweep of the Ohio State offensive from Kent State. Kent State sitting on about 3, going on 4 ults, while Ohio State's only coming up really on 1.
Tito's got that infosight now, so they're going to be able to identify exactly where and who's coming in.
A good shield coming from that. Here comes a big drop from Shenanigans, doing a little bit of damage, pulling him out of place, forcing them into the limelight. Again, all you need to do is just make sure that everyone's aware of where they are and put them a little bit off kilter, and that's what was happening with that Shenanigans gravity well.
Samuel dropped. Respawn dropped.
Lord Hades down as well.
Prosody dropped.
And we're starting to see a little bit.
This might be another Kent State hold. Delhi goes down. And Ohio State's going to back off to regroup.
Tito setting up that corner. Just keeping
Less
an
than
eye
a
out.
minute to
You know,
go.
Respawn getting a little anxious as he's sitting out there waiting to make that push. Has to be real careful as Tito has a line of sight on him. Goldust waiting with that meteor push.
There it goes. See what value he gets out of it.
He whipped those
Not
two punches,
bad.
but is able to take down Respawn.
Samuel goes down at the same time. Good boops, too.
Jumping in, trying to get a little bit of damage, and then uppercutting out.
Samuel swaps on to Doomfist. We'll see what kind of bonus this grants them.
Respawn has that Death Blossom. Saving out, scheduling out when to use it, figuring out the timing on that. Letting
Here
his
comes
team push in
overtime.
for him.
Death Blossom in.
Pretty successful, taking out two, Tyrant and Lord Hades.
All right, there's that value.
And he's able to clean up on Shenanigans. There goes Opie Chow.
Kent State's going to go for the reset.
Gonna hold back, but again, good job. They kept Ohio State into overtime. And that's the thing that they weren't able to do on either of the prior two matches.
Objective A captured. New defense points. Objective B.
Kent State holding back, keeping cautious, Respawn getting a couple of those little pot shots in, getting a couple of good angles in.
Enemy seen.
Still not a great response to Respawn.
Frosty able to keep them up and running though.
These walls are just fantastic. Back to back. Panda goes down, Shenanigans down, Goldust down, Tito down. That's a wipe. Ohio State's going to be there with really nothing to contest them.
There's one click. Two.
Almost.
Now we say this, but we've
Two.
seen Kent do this weird kind of last second
And three.
turnaround. I didn't say they would. I just said we've seen it. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
0-2.
Still, we can't write Kent State off.
Oh, by no means. I mean, just the fact that they were able to take that match at Route 66 shows that we cannot just kind of displace them. That being said, let's see how they handle what they are tasked with capturing these points.
Oh, God, a bed.
So
Don't do this
nice.
to me.
No, this is so mean.
Oh.
No, yeah, POV it. Oh, this is so good. Oh, so.
You know, there's one really quick and easy way to tell if you're in a ritzy place or kind of a middle class and lower place.
Yeah.
That place was a ritzy place. You know how I know?
How?
There was no boob lights.
Oh, yeah.
Attackers.
If you don't know what I'm talking about,
It's the domed mounted lighting units, the ones that are like just stuck under the ceiling. Yeah.
Jeez, Garrett. What are you come on, man.
Wait, do you think I was calling Garrett an idiot?
I was hopeful.
Let me autocorrect that sentence. The idiot I cast with.
For your safety. This is my will.
Respawn doing a little bit of poke damage, trying to keep them aware.
Shenanigans still putting that shield to good use. Oh, Kent State, you gotta look up. You know he's there. I think Kent State's gonna look for the reset here.
Yep, it looks like that whole movement felt a little too slow to them, a little too chunky. They weren't able to get moving as quickly as they needed to. And again, you can't, there's a lot of open space here, and especially when you know that you're going up against Respawn, a player who is doing exceptional work at this pharmacy combo. You can't give him that much open space where he can fire down from above, and that's exactly what happened. Watches Shenanigans, throws up those shields to give himself a little bit of cover, rotating them in and out so that he's not getting covered. Now, that was not necessarily the greatest drop.
Respawn's gonna drop here for the barrage.
There's the barrage.
Gets that value.
And again, no shield to block it, no means of taking care of it.
No, none whatsoever. They are not really responding to Respawn.
Even the attempts of like Tito doing the best to try and take care of it, really at this point just holding out. Getting taken out as well. Well, we'll give Kent State credit. They were able to get that first click.
Okay.
And are still holding firm on the point. Now capturing the second.
Awkward staggered
And getting
push,
the
and
third
I'm okay
crit
with it.
With 2 minutes left. And I will say, this is significantly faster than Ohio State captured that same point.
Panda going back to get that Uber pickup.
5 minutes left.
You think Tito's going to tip?
I Kent State.
OSU solid push here. Gold Dust already down. Hades down. Obicha down. Panda down.
Ohio State able to clean up and keep hold of their point. A good, solid team kill.
Still 4.5
And
minutes.
it's good. Again, it's interesting. We're seeing this pattern. Kent State coming in with their opening volley, having some trouble, not being able to maintain, not being able to lock down those kills. But then that following attack, that follow-up, really doing a good job just repositioning themselves and setting themselves up. I'll be interested to see if that's a similar situation. Tito wrapping around that outside, looking like he's probably going to set up for that wall to help rush in a little bit closer.
Or a really nice blizzard. Oh, really bad
blizzard. A little
blizzard.
bit of a bad blizzard placement.
Oh, and the dragon to rebuff. Oh, that was really unfortunate by
Not
Tito.
able to get it as far in as he wanted to. He was unable to get anything off of that toss. As Lord Hayes, Shenanigans both get taken down.
I think that's going to be
Gold
enough to
Dust
just
is
totally
out.
wipe.
Tyrant Panda doing his best to stay alive. Tito getting taken out as well.
Opie Chow down, Panda down. Wow, talk about just absolutely killing the momentum with that dropped blizzard.
Just a little bit of bad plays, just a little too quick on the handle. And again, I can't speak 100%. I don't guarantee that that wasn't the plan, but it seemed like poor placement. If it was intentional, I do not understand the motivation behind it.
No, I think it was just a miss, and then just immediately being followed up by Samuel's Dragon. Just absolutely killed the momentum.
Respawn sitting on a barrage.
That being said, Kent State has pretty much all of their ults
But
back.
Gold Dust taking out Respawn midair, sends him flying. Shenanigans forcing his way, taking out BM Pool.
Well, point.
Point.
And this
Samuel
might be
trying to
three.
hold on. Respawn trying to do a little bit of above damage, but unable to. Holding on. Who's still on point? I can't even see who it
1%.
is. Deli dropping it in a point.
That Reinhardt in for that 15-second hold.
But it's
All
not
right.
enough. All right.
2.5. That's a little better.
But as we've seen in this game, 10 seconds here, 20 seconds here really don't mean anything if you can't keep that momentum going.
Yep.
I'll be interested to see what happens with Kent State. I'll be interested to see, again, good motivation. The thing that you got to give them is they have not said die. At no point have they kind of given up on this, and they're still pushing pretty hard into this next round.
No, that's really nice to see. Even when they go for resets, they're still trying to not give any benefit to their opponent. They're just trying to get it done.
Ready for battle.
No, we're out of words. We've expended them all.
I was only trying to. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Kiwi. That's the last one. That was it.
Xylophone!
There, we've said them all.
Onomatopoeia.
Enough waiting around.
Kumquat.
I was going to do the kumquat one, but I thought Kiwi sounded funnier.
I was only trying to help.
Tripoli.
That
Fortification.
one's fine, but the Tripoli's a proper noun.
Fair.
Defend objective.
Scrabble rules, I guess.
Torrid.
Company or the word?
Word.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Oh!
Oh! Woo!
I
Being
like-
cool saying no thank you.
I like that boulder. That's a
That
nice
was a good
boulder.
boulder. I like that boulder. That boulder had your name written on it. Ohio
Oh!
State
Oh!
pushing in, doing a good job of wrapping around behind Kent State,
Respawn getting that value.
keeping them out of place. Trying to pick up the Anna. There it is, the headshot of Anna. Shenanigans also dropping just in time. Lord Hades going down as well.
Whoa! Missed
But-
grapple.
Gold Dust coming in with a big fist to clear out.
Are you a
some
goat?
Extra. I don't know. I may be a ghost. Or Elvis.
Let's go with Elvis.
Let's go next. That's
I'm not really sure what happened there. I looked away for a second, then
Yeah.
things died.
60 seconds.
Samuel switching it up. Two tracers. Same with Tito.
OSU has got one tick.
50 seconds left. To be fair, that one tick is really all they need. They can
Ooh,
still win
Respawn
from
with a really
one
great
tick.
value.
I'm taking the point.
Respawn setting up.
Two ticks.
Second tick. 35 seconds left. Goldust getting dropped out of the air from Respawn. A well-placed attack from Respawn. As now we go back in for the character reset.
New defense point.
Respawn goes Reaper, Samuel goes to May, Prosody goes to Lucio.
Now coming in, Kent State has two of their alts almost ready. In fact, ready now.
Let's see what kind of value Tito and Goldust get here.
Versus Ohio
Don't
State.
know if they're gonna get what they
only
want.
one.
This might backfire.
It looks like it is. It looks like they're prepping up. They set up for that drop attack.
Don't think that's what they wanted out of that.
Samuel kind of led them into that trap by leading them into that corner and then blocking up so that they didn't have any target to attack, focusing their points while the rest of the team drops in from above. Ohio State doing a bit of a clever play there on that.
Still, Kent State's wrapping up.
Gravity Well throwing him up in the air. Manages to land a couple of kills. Deli getting dropped himself.
Kent State's holding really well here.
And we're getting into that 1-0 now.
Hey!
That's it. All right, folks. Kent State has a chance. All they have to do is capture both points here at Volskaya. That'll take them into another victory.
Initiating match.
Is it Monday yet?
So close. That doesn't help me.
I made myself sad.
I have so much to do.
Hey, at least we don't have class tomorrow. A lot of these
Students are going
players-
home and having to go straight into class, which I can imagine is exhausting.
Let's be real. They're going to be sick tomorrow.
No, I don't believe
No, you
that.
don't think so?
I don't believe that.
If I were, I would be sick tomorrow.
Again, you're just a bad person.
Yeah. This has been well established.
As a teacher, I feel extremely offended by that. If I can wake up and show up, you can wake up and show
I
up.
was your student. What more do you expect?
I know. I went to a concert on Wednesday and showed up on time for a 7 o'clock meeting.
Hamster Quest, that is just juvenile, and I support it.
For your own safety, get behind the barrier.
5, 4, 3, 2.
OSU knowing that they're running a real risk. If they do not keep both of these points safe, they're running a real risk of losing this entire tournament.
Oh, wait, it's Veterans Day tomorrow. They probably don't have class. Really strong push here from Kent. Goldust does drop, though. Respawn is still just wreaking havoc. absolutely untouched.
But still a very strong, fast push. There's a team kill, but a good, strong, fast push from Kent. Not necessarily getting, I think, what they wanted out of it, but at least showing that they have that momentum and that have that forward. Now they just have to kind of plan out their counter. They know what Ohio State has and is bringing to the table. They've also kind of, unfortunately, fed a lot of those ults. So we're going to have to see what they do to handle that. Because
And with Tito swapping up for range, I'm not really sure what their plan is going to be here. Yeah, Tito and Gold Dust just bite the dust.
Shenanigans. Lord Hades, Tyrant Panda also getting dropped down. It feels like
Back to back. I don't really know what Kent State's going for here. They need to figure something else out.
they really don't have the time. If they lose this point, I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
This is their last option.
60
They've got
seconds.
60 seconds to
That's
keep
only
themselves
enough
alive.
for like 3 quick pushes.
60 seconds.
If that. Although, based on how quickly they've been running in and getting
Yeah.
killed, maybe even more. I can't even tell you what's happening. In all
Dragon out.
honesty.
Shenanigans down. Hades down. I don't really
Don't.
know what Kent State's going for here. They're backing off.
They've got 30 seconds left.
Tito's going to drop. They've got 30 seconds, and they haven't even been on point for more than about 6 or 8 seconds.
Not even a single tick on that counter. They've only got 20 seconds left. If they're gonna make
Have
a
any
play,
of Kent
now's the
State
time.
even had an ult yet?
They've had ults. I don't know that they've managed to
Ohio
utilize them as
State's got
possibly.
3, and I'm sure they're itching to use them now.
VM Cool's supercharger gets taken down.
This
but
is their last chance.
is there
It's
gonna be
overtime.
enough? Shenanigan thrown up into the air. Shenanigan gets
Hades
dropped.
already on that Hammond. It's overtime. It's dropping.
All we
That's
got left.
That's it.
That's it, folks.
Okay.
That's GG.
Play of the game.
Not really sure what happened there.
I mean, the tournament ended. That's what happened. I hate to say it. It
Yeah.
feels a little anticlimactic. I feel like our best game was earlier in the
In
night,
with
but
a
honestly,
shout, out with a whimper and a broken throat.
honestly, I don't want to say Kent State did a bad job. They did a great job leading into this match. It just felt that very last push felt
Flaccid.
unorganized. Gross. It felt unorganized. It felt like they just kind of lacked that forward structure. Yeah, it felt like that. But congratulations,
Yeah, congratulations
to
to the Ohio State University with that
University Championships.
$3,000 prize pool of the Ohio Collegiate Overwatch Invitational here
Sleep
at
a little-
Game Arena in Hilliard, Ohio.
Sleep a little bit easier with that pot going in.
You still?
I mean,
That would be the time. I don't think so.
they want to go home.
I want to go.
I want to go home. They also want to go home. So just a shout out to our winners, Samuel.
And shout out to you, chat, for hanging out and
Sticking around with us.
angering us with your fervor.
What?
Yeah.
It's late. That was too loud and too sudden. I was not prepared for it. All right. So first thing we want to do is say congratulations to our champions, of course, the Ohio State University. Thank you to all our competitors, everyone who came in, showed up, and put on a great show. It was an extremely entertaining day, and we wouldn't have had any of fun without you guys showing up, so we want to appreciate that. Also, we want to extend, again, a thank you to the chat. I'm going to say it not like a weirdo stalker from the Middle Ages. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for communicating with us and talking with us and giving us something to do when we had that downtime. We know that downtime kind of sucked.
Thank you for
but
helping
you
us
kept in
not
content.
suffer as
You
much.
let us keep content rolling, which is as broadcasters is extremely important. And most of all, thank to all of you out there watching, people who aren't necessarily in chat. Just thank you for being up and sticking around with us and staying around.
And thank you to the bots that are helping raise our.
You want
our
to do one?
stats.
Punch you in the head. Do you want to do one more round of plugs?
Yeah, let's do one more round of plugs. I will start out with my own. check me out, Caleb Ballou on Instagram, Barry DeWhite Wiz on Twitter. I do have a YouTube channel. I'll have to check have to check its public or private status. Make sure the nerd videos are still up or not. That's pretty much it for me right now, though.
I got a few more, so we'll throw it up. So Legends for Hire, Legends FH on Instagram. You can check us out on www.legendsfh.com. That's my D&D stuff. That's my normal handle, though, as well. If you want to check out some of my more professional work, you can check out at spellbendermedia.com. That's spellbender with an E, .media. And you can find us there or on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. And then if you... unfortunately, not his voice, my voice. But if you want to hear more of me, I have a podcast called The Roll and Play Podcast. We do tabletop role-playing games. Season 1 was Starfinder. Season 2 is doing Bubble Gumshoe. So you can check us out there anywhere you get podcasts at rollandplay.com.
Yeah. Last but not least, the only plugs we got left is this is all brought to you by Game Arena here in Hilliard, Ohio. You can still check them out at this Twitter address that you are probably currently viewing this on. For those of you familiar with OSU in Columbus, Ohio, we will be opening our second location on OSU campus just beneath the Gateway Film Center in 2020. So keep your eyes and ears out for when that drops.
And before we say goodbye, just a reminder that if you are interested, if you liked Overwatch, if you want to play Overwatch and you happen to be in the area, there are regular tournaments here at Game Arena.
Yes, we actually have another one here at the end of November. So
come on in,
on out here.
Sign on up, get a team together, and you guys can play and compete.
And you just might meet us.
Oh, God, I'm sorry if you do. Maybe, if we survive tonight. But I think with that said, we want to say thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Go home, sleep.
Get some rest.